I'm here, as always, with Jesse.
Hi,
GameOverJesse, as you may know him. And we are joined by Holly Wolf. Wolf? That's how you pronounce her name?
Oh, wow.
And this has been a great intro to our Zelda Mailbag.
Yes.
Oh, my face hurts. Ooh. All right.
Let's look at some questions, folks.
Yeah, so if someone, because sometimes we get so many questions, Daniel, we can't get to all of them. So if someone wanted their question to be featured on the show, I guarantee their question could be on the podcast. How could they do that?
Possible. Nothing is guaranteed. No. Unless you go to patreon.com and you support our friend Jesse here, and we will make sure that your question is answered and is often, but not always, the subject title of the video when it goes on YouTube. So,
yes,
that's fun. You should do that. We would love you, and we'll give you lots of shout-outs and love.
All right, well, starting off, Holly, did you have a question picked out?
I had one from the schedule, which I thought was pretty hilarious.
Okay.
This was one of the YouTube questions, and it's the champion of Morrowind, which I believe was in the chat.
Yeah.
Goes, what if Link's parents in Skyward Sword were purposely pushed off Skyloft due to the overpopulation issues?
All right.
I was like, whoa.
Push one off the edge.
This seems like a funny, throwaway question, but if you think about it, there are only so many houses in Skyloft for people to live.
More.
But it's only so big.
Beetle.
Okay, there's a lot of empty space.
Look at Beetle. Maybe Beetle, he lives on his own island. Maybe they forced him off the island, which is why he never steps foot on Skyloft. He just flies around it, and then when he does land, he's on his own little island that he sleeps at. So it's maybe he was forced off the island and he was like, no, screw you guys. I'm getting in my pedal airplane and
I'm going to work my capitalist venture over here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, but you know what? Build more houses.
Build more houses.
Build more houses. You know, the islands are connected by bridges. So if it's too small, get a bunch of loft wings and push another island to it, and then build a bridge there. I don't know how this works.
All right. So
floating island physics.
Taking this question serious for a moment, where do you think, what do you think happened to Link's parents in Skyloft? Because some of the kids in Skyloft Academy or the Night Academy have parents, some don't. There's specifically one of the side quests is trying to find one of the parents' missing child. So,
and then Pippet's mom is a terrible housekeeper.
Yeah, you have to go in there with a gust bellow, vacuum her house,
dust everywhere somehow.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think happened to Link's parents in Skyloft?
Well, being pushed off is, I guess, pretty logical.
Purposely pushed off.
Yeah, it was one of Grace's pranks.
So is this like Logan's Run, where when they become old enough, if they become too old to keep the population in check, it's oh, it's your 35th birthday, we're gonna go do the ceremony, and then just push them off.
Are there old people aside from the teachers? Are there really elderly people?
I don't think
in
so.
Skyloft?
It doesn't make sense that there would be. Might as well just push them off,
Well,
they're not contributing to their society,
there's
Zelda's, push them off.
There's Zelda's father. There's the Alan. No, what's his name?
Yeah.
The teacher?
No, it is Alan, isn't it? Okay. And there's two. There's Alan and Horwell.
Yeah, so there are the elderly teachers, but are there actual elderly... What was that?
What was it?
I don't know. No, I don't think there are actual elderly people unless they have a purpose.
Yeah. Impo's the only old person.
Like, they're of value.
All right, so theory confirmed. Link's parents pushed off Skyloft due to population issues.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe they were bums. Maybe they just didn't. They just had nothing going for them. They were deadbeats, you know.
Or the little crazy cat mongoose thing killed them.
Oh, I mean that thing was terrifying.
Yeah. All right, Daniel, do you have a question?
I first have to acknowledge that we have a Patreon person asked the question in our Discord server today at 4:32, 5 minutes ago. That was Game Over Night of Ashelda. They asked, do you think Skyward Sword will get a remake on the Switch? And what's dislikes and likes? And I'm not going to actually answer this question because we already answered that question in another video.
We have a couple of videos that are specifically talking about, like, if they did remake it like Twilight Princess, and they added a new amiibo, a new dungeon, all that fun stuff, like, what amiibo would it be? I seen Daniel on Twitter had a conversation with someone where there was a Fi or a Fi amiibo mentioned.
Oh, that was with Retro.
Yeah, and
I sent you a screenshot of that.
When we were on the video, I kept thinking of a Loftwing amiibo.
Same.
But the Fi or Fi amiibo never even crossed my mind. What about you, Holly? Because I think it's obvious it's going to be coming to Switch. The Tantalus, like the rumor is Tantalus, the people that made Twilight Princess HD, is making Skyward Sword HD. But with you, what, like, because in Twilight Princess HD they added the amiibo support, and Skyward Sword HD, if they have its own unique amiibo like the Wolf Link amiibo, what would you want it to be?
Bird.
The Loftwing?
Bird. Loftwing. Because it'd be so...
Not a Loftwing, just a normal bird.
No, because it'd be beautiful. Because, like the Guardian amiibo is, like, pretty dope. And, like, it's not... I like the bigger... Slightly bigger ones.
Yeah.
You know, they're just nice things to have on your wall or shelves or whatever, too. So, I don't know. Bigger the better. Loftwing would be dope. Yeah, I see.
My Guardian amiibo back there.
Yeah, so it'd be cool.
Put up on Daruk's box there.
Lol. Yeah, see? So it'd be cool to have a nice, hefty-looking...
Totally jealous of your Zelda Nintendo display.
I have too many amiibo. I should get more. I should get
Holly,
more of those.
Let's go rob Daniel's Nintendo collection.
Let's do it. I'm down. I only have like 5.
Honestly, I was because I've been doing too much online shopping, and I bought a bunch of amiibo off eBay. and I'm I'm looking at like the prices, how much people are actually paying for amiibos online, and I was thinking, I have some really good ones here. Like, I sold all of these, I could make hundreds of dollars just off the sales. Like, I've got like the collectible gold and silver Mario ones, and all the 30th anniversary
when the Amiibo first released, maybe not when it was first released, but it was around the time Splatoon released. Yeah. There was a truck that was like from the distribution center to whatever store was selling them. There was a truck that was filled with all the Nintendo stuff, but mostly Amiibo. And it was stolen.
It got like stolen.
Yeah. Wow. Someone stole a truck full of Amiibo just so they could resell the Amiibo.
Damn, that's some balls right there.
Yeah. It's like Fast and Furious Amiibo edition.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna do one last job.
Send Vin Diesel to rescue the Amiibo.
It's a serious matter.
It is. Alright,
so my question from the one, which kind of ties into a video that went up yesterday. He's also a Patreon supporter. He asks, if Ganondorf obtained Majora's Mask, who would control who? So
I was looking at that question.
The Skull Kid. Now remember, the Skull Kid, he was consumed by the power. The Majora's Mask was too powerful, so it turned him into his puppet. Like, the Skull Kid went around and he was able to use some of the power, but towards the end it was the mask that was controlling Skull Kid. But Ganondorf, he has the Triforce of power already.
Ooh, true.
Maybe he has enough power himself to overpower the possession of Majora's Mask. And what makes it reminds me of, for the Dragon Ball Z fans. Holly, did you watch Dragon Ball Z?
Nope.
Daniel, Dragon Ball Z?
Sorry.
You know what I did, like, when it was, like, new?
Okay.
So it's been years. Like, decades.
This reminds me of, in the last season of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta, who's already kind of like the evil person, he went to this magician wizard creature that turned him evil, like took control of him and like brought out all of his evil power. But Vegeta was already so strong that even though he was possessed by the evil magic or whatever, he was still able to act on his own. So even though he was being controlled, he was still consciously making the decisions. And I think it would be the same on this. Like, Ganondorf is so powerful already that he wouldn't be taken control of. He would be able to properly use the power. So, what do you guys think about this? Like, if he did get the mask, would it control him? What would happen if he did possess it? Could he be stopped?
I think it's the same. Like, if he's already got the Triforce of Power, I think he would just be able to extract the power from the mask and just use it for his own ambitions. But I think if he had not yet obtained the Triforce of Power, he's still already a powerful sorcerer, but I don't think he is powerful enough for the mask, like to take control of the mask.
So the crazy thing, because it was the focus of the video that went up yesterday, so I had a lot of time to think about this. The Happy Mask Salesman, who has Majora's Mask, is located between the Temple of Time and Hyrule Castle. We see Ganondorf in Hyrule Castle, and then the next time we see him is in the Temple of Time. Aside from that, the cutscene where he's like chasing Zelda away from the castle or whatever. So it's like, for him to go from the castle to the Temple of Time and then back from the Temple of Time to the castle to turn it into his castle, like, he has to pass the mask shop 1,000 times to like go back and forth. And Majora's Mask is there the entire time.
Maybe, though. I always figured that he hadn't found Majora's Mask yet. That the mask salesman found it after sort of that period of time. The mask salesman disappears during the adult portion of the game. Yeah. So it's like he could have became one of the re-dead that's wandering around. He could have just run away. Like, oh crap, Ganondorf taking over. Or he could have gone to Termina and had the events of Majora's Mask unfold, but because Link wasn't there, the moon crashed and he died in Termina.
Right.
Lol.
Could happen.
I think Majora as an entity and this crazy dark like force of evil, I think is in the realm of everything Zelda, I think is the most powerful. Right? Just looking at the game and how just dark it is and everything's sad, and being able to bring a moon down on an entire world is pretty intense. So I think Ganondorf would have a really good time fighting it, but I feel like they'd work together well and be like, yeah, let's kill everything. But then I feel like Majora is sneaky and crazy, right? Just psycho. And I feel like it would just try to like eat away at Ganondorf as a person. So it would last longer on Ganondorf, like he'd be able to fight it or whatever. Or maybe he wouldn't think he's taken advantage of, but I think Majora's Mask as like an entity is so dark and evil. And that's the other thing, we don't know everything about Majora's Mask. We pretty much know everything about Ganon. Like, he's just bent on destroying everything and ruling everything, basically. He just wants to be a king, and he wants to be justified and like, oh, I am the coolest person, you must all bow down to me. As opposed to Majora, it's just literally pure evil.
Yeah, it's like Ganondorf wants to roll over everything.
Yeah,
and exactly. Majora just wants to destroy everything.
Yeah, so I still feel like Majora maybe they do well together for a bit, but I feel like Majora would still have the upper hand and just slowly corrupt Ganondorf's mind to a point where he can't function anymore. That's how I feel like it would possibly go down. And it's like Ganondorf thinks he's doing good, and he's like, haha, I'm good, we're fine, you can't overtake me. But I feel like it would be like a slow, like, just, I don't know.
Chipping away, like, slowly.
Exactly, at his mind. Because that's the thing, like, Majora basically makes people go insane. You see the Happy Mask Salesman, like, the way he's just, like, he's psycho because he's lost it, and he turns into this schizophrenic mess. So I feel like that would probably happen to Ganondorf. So
how would he be able to be stopped?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Like, if Majora manages to take, like, full control over Ganondorf and uses the power, Triforce of Power. No, that's a lot. That's a lot of evil right there for Link to go up against.
Yeah, like Ganondorf had the entire, like, he was beat by Link, had the entire burning castle fall down on top of him, and still, like, turned into Ganon, which Link had to kill again. And then, like, whenever Ganon was super weak, it took Zelda and the sages and Link to kind of stop
Not
Ganon.
even kill him.
Yeah,
to
like
seal
to seal him away.
Yeah.
So,
which didn't even last because he broke out on his own.
Yeah.
In Wind Waker.
So if he had the power of Majora's Mask on top of that, which in Majora's Mask it takes, like, the four giants and fierce deity and everything to kind of stop the Skull Kid and Majora's plans. So yeah, like, I think it would be a situation kind of like the Skull Kid, or like Ganondorf and Zant in Twilight Princess, to where you think it's Zant, but then it turns out to be Ganondorf is, like, the evil person behind everything. So in this, like, Ganondorf's doing all this stuff, you think he's using the power of the mask, but then at the very end, like, after you kill him or stop him, if this was a game, like, Ganondorf, like, disappears or whatever, but then Majora would come out and be like, I was controlling him the whole time. So it's like Zelda and Link stop Ganondorf, and they're, like, doing whatever they do to celebrate, and as they're walking away, like, you start hearing stuff, and it's like the weird tentacles from Majora's Mask, like, coming out. So, like, that's how I would imagine the best way to do it would be.
I think that's the only way that they would be able to stop them is to, like, separate them first. Like, you have to get it away from Ganondorf. Take the mask away first. I think you could do, like, because obviously you can defeat them separately. So find a way to do that first, and then checkmate. But
like, in the comments here, Nintendo World is saying, like, oh, Skull Kid is possessed because he's a child, and MM's more powerful. But, you know, if the mask was truly evil, it could have killed everyone very easily. But that's the thing; it is truly evil, but it needs a body.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes it so powerful, right? It's on its own, it's fine. But as soon as someone comes near it, that's when, you know, everything goes
like,
to
Majora's Mask. Like, I think he's making the point. Like, Majora's Mask could have destroyed all of Termina instantly. Yeah. But it didn't, because the Skull Kid was the child or whatever, and
if it has a more powerful host like Ganondorf, oh my goodness, it could do so much more, because he is like a reincarnation of Demise, right? So it's
what it was is Majora in Majora's Mask didn't just want to destroy everything. He wanted to torture everyone. So everyone had the thought of impending doom. Like, when it gets to the final day, like, everyone's either gone or you talk to them and they're worried about the moon getting closer and closer. Like, you talk to the town mayor and they're all freaking out about it. So it's like, he doesn't just want to kill everyone. He wants to kill them, but before they actually die, he wants to torture them emotionally and everything.
You're like, you're all gonna die.
No, he's savoring it. It's always how I, like, sort of interpreted it. Like, he's an agent of chaos, really. So I don't think he has one deliberate goal of like, hey, well, we're gonna kill everyone today. He's just wreaking as much havoc as possible without maybe like one set intention. Just doing whatever he can to disrupt the peace.
Yeah.
And like a kind of a cat that catches like its prey, like they'll, if anyone here as a cat owner, they will play with the mouse before they eat it. They could just
Lion King,
they could just gulp it up right away, but no, they're gonna play with their catch first, and so that's kind of how I figured it was. He was just messing around, trying to cause as much pain as he can before he brings the moon down.
Yeah. So if he had a more powerful host, he could. He would still he would just torture. It would probably just be on a much more intense level. Skull Kid is weak.
And Ganondorf,
that's why he got a hold of him, but he can only do so much with Skull Kid. The real power of Majora was at the end when he was like Crazy Tentacle Man and stuff, right? Those forms. So, yeah.
Crazy Tentacle Man.
Does the chicken dance.
Alright, so we will do 3 more questions, and then we will end it. So we all answer 2 questions together. Holly, do you have a question picked out? Either
I don't know.
I asked them in the chat to please post your questions.
I know, it's hard to like relook up. So we've been talking about. I already asked my question. Yes, Nintendo World, but listen, we're having a deep conversation about. That was a good one. Everyone was like pitching in on that.
That was good.
Oh, what do you? Oh, Mark Ruffalo asks in the YouTube chat.